Have you ever wondered whether Buddhism is simply a philosophy or if it's actually a religion? The answer is more interesting than a simple yes or no. At first glance, Buddhism can seem like a philosophy because it encourages questioning rather than blind belief. The Buddha often invited people to test his teachings through their own experience. Instead of saying, "Believe because I said so," he encouraged people to observe their own minds and see what leads to happiness and suffering. In that sense, Buddhism shares many qualities with philosophy. It explores questions like, what is the purpose of life? Why do people suffer? How can we become wiser and happier? These are timeless philosophical questions that have fascinated thinkers for thousands of years. However, Buddhism is more than philosophy. Unlike many philosophical systems that focus mainly on ideas, Buddhism offers a complete path for transforming the mind. It includes ethical living, meditation, mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom. These practices are not just theories, they are methods meant to be applied in daily life. For many people around the world, Buddhism is also a religion. There are temples, monks, nuns, ceremonies, festivals, and traditions that have been passed down for over 2,500 years. Buddhists may chant, make offerings, celebrate holy days, and honor the Buddha as an enlightened teacher. Different Buddhist traditions also have different beliefs. For example, many Mahayana Buddhists believe in celestial Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who help others on the path to enlightenment. Tibetan Buddhism includes rich rituals and symbolic practices. Theravada Buddhism often places greater emphasis on the historical Buddha and personal meditation practice. This diversity means that Buddhism can look very different depending on where you are in the world. Some people practice Buddhism without identifying as religious. They use mindfulness, meditation, and Buddhist ethics simply as a way to improve their lives. Others fully embrace Buddhism as their religion, finding spiritual meaning in its teachings and traditions. Neither approach is necessarily wrong. At the heart of Buddhism are the Four Noble Truths. First, life contains suffering and dissatisfaction. Second, suffering has causes, mainly craving, attachment, and ignorance. Third, suffering can end. And fourth, there is a practical path to end suffering, known as the Noble Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path includes right understanding, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. These principles guide both our thinking and our behavior, making Buddhism not just something to believe, but something to practice. One reason many people call Buddhism a philosophy is because there is no requirement to worship a creator God. The Buddha was not presented as a god, but as a human being who awakened to the true nature of reality and showed others how they could do the same. This makes Buddhism unique among many of the world's major religions. Its focus is less on faith alone and more on personal experience, self-awareness, and inner transformation. At the same time, reducing Buddhism to just a philosophy misses an important part of its identity. For millions of Buddhists, it is a deeply spiritual tradition that shapes every aspect of life, from moral values and family customs to meditation and community. Perhaps the best way to understand Buddhism is to see it as both a philosophy and a religion, depending on how it is practiced. It offers profound philosophical insights into the human condition, while also providing spiritual practices and traditions that have inspired people for centuries. So, is Buddhism just a philosophy? Not quite. It is a philosophy that asks life's deepest questions. It is a practical system for training the mind, and for millions of people, it is also a living religion that offers meaning, community, and a path towards enlightenment. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this exploration of Buddhism, consider joining us for more videos where we explore the teachings of the Buddha, mindfulness, meditation, and timeless wisdom for everyday life. Thanks for listening. See you next video.